It has been a while since I've made a video, but we're back now and I've got a lot of cool things to update you guys on. We're gonna be doing some work on the 340 today. As you can tell, we're missing something from the front end. Super rainy day, and I came over into basically was super deep puddle, and the water just folded the lip right under the car and ripped it completely off and broke a bunch of the tabs under there and stuff like that. So I'm super bummed about that, but I got you guys with a brand new lip. We also have a bunch of other carbon goodies. I have side skirts for the car and carbon fiber mirror caps, all of which we're going to be installing in today's video. So all the carbon products here, again, are from Souvenir Motorsports. Found out I was saying it wrong in the last video. It is Souvenir, not Souvenir, so shame on me for saying it wrong this whole time. But we have full carbon fiber side skirts. These are super aggressive. They stick out pretty far. We'll see when we install them. We have, like I said, the replacement front lip, and then the carbon fiber mirror caps. And these just look super awesome. We're gonna start off with replacing the front lip. I really hope that I can get it back on. I know that, like I said, a bunch of the clips under the bumper where it kind of connects up got ripped out when I hit that puddle. But there's nothing I can do about it. I couldn't see the puddle until I came over this little hill, and it was either slam on the brakes and hydroplane in the rain, or sacrifice the front lip, which is what I ultimately did. Another quick update on the 340. It's kind of hard to tell right now over camera, but I did go through and I repaint corrected the entire car, and I ceramic coated it. Now that I'm the detail lounge and working here, I really gained a lot of knowledge when it comes to detailing products and just the car detailing side of things. I thought, you know what, might as well get some practice, and I redid the whole car with the Rupes system. It looks phenomenal. And I went through with CarPro CQ quartz and I re-ceramic coated the whole car because the last coating that was on there was kind of failing. But the car looks amazing. I went through with a 1-inch polisher and did all of the 1-inch trim, including the mirror caps, which we're replacing today, but they look really good. So I just went through and threw the lip on real quick. I figured I wouldn't bore you guys with the same install. If you guys want to check out the install, you can check it out in the last video. That's when we installed the other front lip. I forgot how good this car looks with the front lip. It looks so much better. The Souvenir lip just fits really good. It's like a perfect fit all around. And the install literally took me like 15 minutes. So I think next I'm gonna move on to the mirror caps. I'm a little bit nervous about the mirror caps. I know that you have to pull the mirror out, and I just want to make sure I take my time and be careful, because the last thing I want to do is crack that mirror. It's like a $500 mirror, so that'd be a really bad day if I cracked it, and I'd be out of a mirror. So what I'm doing is I'm just removing the screws on the turn signal, because it's got to come out anyways. So there's some more little tabs on the inside of the turn signal that keep the turn signal in. Okay, so on the mirror cap itself, there is a bunch of these little clips that hold the turn signal in. So if you tilt the turn signal and then pull it out this way, all those clips will undo. But we got the driver's side off. Now it's time to install the brand new carbon fiber ones. These ones actually don't require any tape. This is just over here from the other parts that we're going to be installing. So went in and got the turn signal back in and screwed in. I had to trim a little bit of some of the molding in here to make sure that the turn signal fit, but now it should just be a nice clip in. So we got both of the mirror caps on. I just went ahead and did the other side. They look really good. Definitely helps a lot with the front end of this car. the front lip and the mirror caps, and then with the side skirts on there, and you'll be looking awesome. I'm not quite totally sure on how these side skirts install. I know they install with 3M tape and some self-tappers. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull off one of the side skirts just so I know what I'm self-tapping into. I just don't like running self-tappers into stuff that I don't know. So I got the side skirt all cleaned off underneath to prep for the 3M tape. Just want to take a second and huge shout out to Brian over at Souvenir, just taking my calls at the drop of a hat to help me with the installation to make sure I get this done perfect. That is super important to me, to have that good customer service. So not only do they make a fantastic product, but they're willing to help you out and to make sure you install it correctly too. So I went ahead and I just actually pulled the factory side skirt off so that when I drill into it, I know exactly what I'm drilling into, because I would hate for me to run self-tappers through this and then you know, run into some issues on drilling into something that I shouldn't have. One helpful tip that I found, even with these self-tapping screws, it's nice to be able to drill a pilot hole first, so that way you can make sure that that screw goes in perfectly where you want it. Not too big though, because then if you drill it out, then the screw will have nothing to bite into, but just enough so that you can guide it in there and make sure that it is in straight.
So, okay, I'm good.
On this front screw here, you got to be careful because the parking light, like floor mat basically, is on the other side. So you want to make sure that you don't drill into the electronics. But if you put it right on the edge here, it should be good to go. So we're going to get the rest of the screws in, and then we're going to throw it back on the car and wrap this up. So I cut the camera early last night just because I wanted to get done. It was already super late and we spent all day trying to get the side skirts back on, but they look really good. I was kind of concerned that they were going to stick out too far. But if you position them to kind of run up, there's a molding line on the inside of the side skirt. I think I showed it last night. If you butt up the side skirt against that molding line, it actually gives you pretty much perfect fitment in my mind. I really like how aggressive they are. I think they turned out super good. Once again, huge shout out to the guys over at Souvenir for helping out with the install and taking my calls. So if you guys are interested in getting, if you have an M340 or another BMW, I will link their website down below, and I'll link all the products that I installed today down below, and you guys can check them out and pick them up for your car as well. Pretty long day at the shop. We had the cars and coffee in the morning, and then we had a bunch of people come in and get their cars cleaned, which is great for the business. But thought I'd take a moment now that we're kind of wrapping up to get some nice shots in this lighting. Car looks so much better with all the carbon on it. I actually forgot how much better it looked with the front lip because I did go for a little while without the front lip when the other one came off. It's getting there. The M340 is getting there. It's not quite finished yet. I'd still like to lower it a little bit. Get rid of the wheel gap, and other than that, this car looks good. As Fresh Kick said, it does kind of look like a little baby M5. This is a lot better lighting to kind of show you that the paint is so much better now that I paint corrected it, and it's ceramic coated, so should stay that way for a little bit longer. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Should we lower it, or should we go and try to find an exhaust for it? I'm kind of going back and forth on what I want to do next for the car, but I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. All that is oil, 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 oil and coolant. So I didn't get very good video at the scene of the accident just because I didn't have the camera with me, and of course I'd just been in a car wreck. But here she is. As you can tell, it's pretty crunched. Go around back here. Got hit pretty hard, if you couldn't tell. We needed to grab the license plate off of the car just because we want to make sure that we got that before this got sent, you know, to wherever it's going to get sent to. Maybe this car will get bought. I don't know. I mean, the motor is still good, so if someone's looking for a B58, it's got less than 50,000 miles on it, then someone might be interested in this car. As you can tell, the entire driver's side quarter is buckled in. When I went to go open that door, it was very hard just because everything had been crunched in. I don't know if I think it's locked, but you can tell in there that all of the airbags went off. That glass shattered. Obviously, this is just demolished. Fortunately, everyone involved is okay, or at least, you know, not any serious injuries going on. But man, those side skirts look really good. The rear diffuser, of course, did not fare that well. Where we go from here, I'm not sure. I, of course, had a bunch of plans to do stuff with this car, but that's not gonna happen. This car is 100% totaled. It's just not even worth trying to fix it. It is definitely a bummer, but like I said, it's really good to know that everyone walked away from it, and cars can be replaced. Definitely an interesting set of events today in the vlog. Kind of been all over the place. This is gonna be kind of a combination of a couple weeks worth of footage, but we got a lot going on, so definitely bummed about the 340. There's no way I could have predicted that it was going to happen, but we'll get it replaced. And in the meantime, we got a freshly built STI to drive. There was a period of time where it was down and not running, and I thought it was the crank sensor because it wasn't reading crank in the access port when I was looking at it. But for whatever reason, it started to read crank, but it still wasn't starting. So I pulled a spark plug, ran spark, and there was spark was virtually non-existent. So I replaced the spark plugs and it started right up. So I'm definitely glad it wasn't any other type of electrical issues. I was worried that, you know, maybe the harness was going out and stuff like that. I was going to have to replace that, but thankfully it was just spark plugs, which is really weird because the spark plugs that were in there were brand new. So I'm kind of curious as to why the spark plugs went out so fast. This car is running a little bit rich. It's actually kind of all over the place, especially during tip-in. So during tip-in, the car is like all over the map. So I'm not sure if that's normal. I might reach out to the tuner and maybe at some point kind of adjust the tune a little bit. But under wide open throttle, the car is like perfect. The car which is nice, but I can't, you know, just hammer the throttle all the time. So might need to make some adjustments with some drivability. I do also know that the headlights are very high. So I'm gonna have to adjust the headlights down, and for whatever reason, this side that the halos are out. So I think it's just those little T connectors are not the best. So I'm gonna go in there and solder those and fix those. But other than that, that's gonna wrap it up for this one. We do have a plan to replace the 340. I'm not sure what it is yet. I kind of want to test drive a couple things before I start shopping around and making decisions. But that car will get replaced with something as cool or cooler. I promise you that. But for now, I'll catch you guys in the next one.